Hello to all my friends and followers. This video is being made as another interview that I like to do for myself. It's called 20 Questions, and there may not be exactly 20, I didn't count them, but I made up some questions so people could get to know me a little bit better. And so maybe I could clear the air of some of the things that I've had on my chest for quite a long time. What do I look for in a friend? Friends are not easy to come by. I do have some friends in my life. I have a lot of people around me, people at my job, people at my home, people I know from here and there. I tend to meet a lot of people on a daily basis and can really only call but so many my actual friend. Like the old saying goes, you should be able to only count the friends that you have on one hand, if even that. I am a likable person. I think people would say that I'm a likable person. I'm just very picky as to who I call my friend. People can end up, I guess, stabbing you in the back, as they would say, without even realizing it. People don't have to know anything about how they can hurt you or what they're doing that really bothers you unless you were to, maybe have a sit down or talk about things. And even then, people don't like to talk to each other, I find. It's hard for people to sit down and communicate with each other without thinking that they have to be in an argument. So the answer is, what do I look for in a friend? I look for honesty. I look for integrity. I look for simplicity. I look for someone who, I like real people. I like people to be comfortable with me calling them or calling me on the phone. I like for people to not get, I don't like people who run around and try to hide from me. There's nothing to hide about. We probably, with the people that I know and the people that tend to lie to me because they think they don't have anything in common with me, that's not the case. You have more in common with me than you think, is what I would tell a person wanting to know how to be my friend. So friends, yes, I have plenty of people around me. I think, but only so many can be my friend. What do I look for in a boyfriend? I look for the same things that I would look for in a friend, and I believe that there has to be a friendship first before there's any, it's not just get intimate and that's it, and say that we're together and that's it. You have to establish a friendship. It goes one by one. You don't get any guarantees about how things are going to end up with me. Things are established as we go. Things are established from day one and from that point out. So a boyfriend, I look for, again, honesty, integrity. I don't need somebody constantly thinking that, making an excuse. She's too good for me. She's dangerous. She's vicious. She's this. She's that. And I'm none of the above. Some people tend to not give me a chance, believe it or not, but, give me a chance. I like people who are willing and honest to give me a chance to see where the relationship can go. What would I look for in a husband? Again, step 1, 2, 3. It's friendship, then being a boyfriend, and then being a husband. I wouldn't get married anytime after a year, anytime before a year of dating the person. I think it takes at least that long to get to know somebody before you put a ring on the finger. I also look for people who aren't afraid to take the ring off of the finger that they've had in their previous marriage or previous relationship. I know people who they're divorced, legally, officially divorced, and they're still wearing that ring. What's that about? Just take off the ring. You know, sometimes we can't take off the things that are stuck inside our soul. That may be true, but you can at least take off a brass ring on your finger. And that's how I feel about that. How do I feel about aging? Right now, I don't feel anything. I'm not worried about aging. Everybody tells me that I look a lot, that I look younger than what I am. I'm 34 years old. So everybody thinks I'm 24 years old, which is a great thing. I think that nowadays, aging is people stay younger, look younger, feel younger for longer periods of time nowadays, and I think that's due to all of the different technologies and all the things that we have, all the different discoveries in health and medicine that we have, that can help us, in this big journey that we call life. So I'm all good with aging. The way I feel about life after death, I grew up going to Catholic school. I grew up with the idea shoved in our brains that there's like this place in the clouds or in outer space or wherever that you go to, that what I got from it was that you're going to be able to experience after you die. Now my thinking is, it's not that I don't believe in heaven, what people call heaven per se. I don't believe the fairy tales, the fantasies and lies. How can you, once you're dead, once your brain has shut down, your bodily functions, once that is shut down, your brain is part of that. Once your mind, your consciousness is no longer available to you, you're not going to be able to experience anything. There's nothing to truly experience the way that we experience it here on planet Earth. So to me, what makes sense to me, and we'll never know, is I believe that when you die, I believe it's an awakening into your new life that you're being born into. So that's my feeling about after death, and it really doesn't matter what you believe or what you feel about life after death, because it's going to be something. There will be life, even though we can't pinpoint exactly what that means. But that's what makes sense to me. That's the story in my head about it. So that's how I feel about life after death. I think there's a myth going on nowadays that men still get paid. Or let me put it this way. I think there's a myth going around that women still don't make as much doing the same job as a man. I don't think that blows over very well in companies. I don't believe that that's something that still happens much nowadays. I don't care who's doing the job. I don't care what they have between their legs. They're getting paid however much the job entitles the person. Okay, if the job pays $8,000 an hour, the person's gonna get paid $8,000 an hour. If I'm working in a factory doing the same job as a man, I'm gonna get paid the same. I just think it's a myth. I think that's something that they put in our heads, and I don't think that it's something that really exists much anymore. So yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe in that. And if it does, I think everybody needs to get paid the same amount monetarily for the same job, woman or man. I like how men are doing jobs, are having jobs and careers that would traditionally in the past belong to women. For example, makeup artists or hairstylists, and they don't have to be gay. I love that they realize that. I think as far as your career or your career path, I feel that you should do whatever, your heart tells you to do. I don't think that you have to be stamped and labeled. I think that a lot of men nowadays are afraid to do a lot of things and live in a lot of ways because they feel that they have to be, that they must be homosexual, or they're going to be looked at as a homosexual. And I don't think that's true. Because work is work. It doesn't matter who it's on, what it's for, or what. Work, real work, is work. Okay? You could be plowing the fields or putting makeup on somebody else. It's still a job. It's still work. So, yeah, they can do whatever they want. I don't know. I think that I'm a shy person. I think that sometimes I can come off as somebody who pushes people away. And obviously I don't mean to do that. Sometimes I want to be alone. So I'll just separate myself physically if I wanted to be alone. I hate when people use the excuse that, oh, well, she wants to be alone. So they cannot be around me. I'm not a dangerous person. I'm not a mean person. I don't like to fight people. I don't like to fight with people. I don't like to argue with people. And I'm just not a vicious, dangerous person. And, yeah, so people should never be afraid to talk to me. I'm just a shy person. Sometimes I'll approach people on this and that, but usually I won't. That doesn't mean that I think that I'm better than them. It doesn't mean that I think that they're boring. It doesn't mean any of the above. It just means I'm shy, and if I'm approached, usually things go very well. So I guess that's one of the things that I can think of right now that I had wanted to clear the air off of. Thank you very much for listening to my video tonight. I will be making more videos. I work full time, okay? So I'm trying to transition my career. So if you don't see the videos popping out left and right, it's because I'm working. But I am going to be making many more videos in the weeks to come. So be on the lookout for them. And thank you very much for giving me your time and attention. I really do appreciate it. God bless and peace. Good night.